How long have you been with the foundation and what roles have you played?
I've been here for 10 years. I came in as Vice President for Development to run the last campaign, and then I had the opportunity to take over as President about 8.5 years ago.
And how large is the foundation? How many people do you have?
We have served 10 campuses across the state. We have just over 100 employees. About a third of those folks are fundraisers, and a third are in our fiscal, accounting, and IT group, and our alumni relations group.
The UH Foundation has an excellent record for its fundraising success. What do you think are some of the elements that have led to that success?
It's had tremendous success, not only in the dollars which were raised, which were over $60 million last year, but I like to look at it in other terms as well. The way we steward our donors, the manner in which we provide excellent service to those who donate, the way we partner with the university and with our community. I believe that we truly work towards and have attained the kind of loyalty and trust and integrity that any organization would strive to have as part of what they value.
What do you think motivates people to give to the UH Foundation?
You know, there are a number of reasons. I think one is the fact that they know that they are giving to an entity that has tremendous impact in our community. Not just the university, our community, but the state as well, and even beyond that. When Claire and I look at how we use our resources and therefore give, we look at its impact. And when it comes to the University of Hawaii, the impact is huge. It's economic, it's an economic driver. And where can we get the most out of the impact that when we give?
So how did you get involved with the UH Foundation, and what do you do for them?
I became involved with the UH Foundation from my sister. She used to work there a few years ago. She was a student supervisor, so she introduced me to the UH Foundation. And what we actually do there is we contact a lot of friends and alumni of the university, and we try to get them on board with supporting the school and supporting all 10 campuses and making sure that education is possible for our future generations.
How important are private donations to the university versus state or federal funding?
They're critical. And I say that because it's the private support that really allows us to build excellence. The state support keeps us afloat and keeps the faculty in the classes, but the private support really helps us attract, recruit the top students, the top faculty, allows us to bring in some of the outstanding equipment. It allows us to do cutting-edge research, all of which benefits our community.
When a donor decides that they want to consider a gift to the university, what's the process they go through then?
Well, when we get to talk about all the things they're interested in and find and play matchmaker, and then when we find an area of interest that they would like to give to, we in most cases set up a new account, or we have like 5,000 accounts. So if it isn't one that already exists, we would create a new account, just like at your bank, and then that donor's money is put into that fund, and then it's made available to the university unit that the donor directs it to. At that point, our role becomes that of fiduciary, and there we validate or verify whenever expenses come from the university that they want paid out of that account. We make sure it meets the criteria the donor has set.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of work, and then we tell the donor what happened, and so that's part of closes the circle and them giving and it being spent and reporting back.
Is your position as chair a volunteer position in the community?
It certainly is. I'm among probably about 30 persons on the board, all of whom are volunteers and represent various components of our community, from healthcare to construction to the banking industry. It's a wonderful group of committed volunteers who oversee what goes on at the foundation.
So tell me about how you've diversified.
Right. In order to add value to the university and our relationship, one of the things we've done is create some new companies working with faculty and the intellectual property they create to commercialize those products and put them out into the community. So we have 5 different venture funds, and we're making those investments and hoping something will become great, a great success.
Is this intellectual property that's been generated here at the university?
Yes, and so our faculty have a chance to gain revenue as those products become successful as well.
And there are things like software and
Right,
other
medical applications, vaccines, new products, new ag-related, fuel-related,
Wonderful.
lots of things.
Wonderful. Calling people up and fundraising over the phone and talking to donors isn't easy work. What makes you want to do it?
Partly because I think it's a really great student job. It's a great job to have while you're in school, and partly because since I've been there, I realized how much more important it is to receive scholarships and how much effort and how much time it takes to actually get the community to support the schools and to raise this money. So I've actually become more appreciative of my fundings for school.
What do you think it is that has made the UH Foundation successful?
It's the outcomes. It's really the university outcomes. And if it weren't for the university, we wouldn't be needed. But when people know that students are receiving an education, preparing themselves for life, to be self-sufficient, to be able to stay here, earn a good living, buy a house, become part of the community, any community, to create, to add back, to give value to our society. As I said, all the other things where the outcomes of our students, of our faculty, the solutions they provide for society, being able to donors know that that's what their money does.
So where do you see the foundation going in the next 10 to 15 years?
I would imagine that it would be much broader in terms of its board. Its reach will be across countries, international. We've got graduates across the world, and they have not yet been fully integrated into our system. And to reach out to them 10, 15 years I think is something that's very reasonable, and will certainly benefit the overall functioning and support of the university.